Hey guys, welcome to Rune Slayer. I'm Olvar, and in this video, I'll go over all the quests near the second major area of this game in detail so you don't get lost and you know exactly what you need to do and where you need to go. This is the second part of my quest guide, but if you've already joined the Adventurers Guild and you've already gotten to D rank, you won't have much problem following the video from here. If that's not the case, I recommend you check out part 1. I'll leave a link to it down below. In case you still don't know how to get to the second town, here's the path you need to take, starting from the first. So like I said in the first video, I'm only doing these quests one at a time because it makes it easier for me to keep track of everything while making the guide, but I don't recommend you do the same. I recommend you pick up all the D rank jobs that are available to you in the job board as soon as possible, and also that you pick up the quests that you can find in town. If there's any quests you can do simultaneously, I will be letting you know. There's actually a lot of them this time because the quests mostly involve killing mobs. So feel free to skip back and forth through the quest segments of this video as you need. You can pick up your first quest near the Adventurers Guild. I recommend you start with Spider Infestation I. Talk to this guy to start the quest. He'll ask you to kill 8 spiders. You can find them in the spider cave. This is the path you need to take to get there. The reason I think you should start with this quest is because these spiders are probably the weakest enemies in this area. If you can't handle these, you're definitely not ready for the rest of the mobs you're going to find later on. Also, make sure you pick up some meals so you don't have to constantly go back to the inn. The spiders themselves are pretty weak. The best strategy is to damage them as quickly as possible. They'll latch onto you, but you can still attack them while they do this. You can parry their attacks and projectiles, but it's just not worth it. Most of the damage comes from the poison, so if you just get rid of them quickly, you should be fine. Since you're already doing this quest, you should try to tame one of them. They're pretty good pets. You'll need to use a mandrake root to do so, which you can get by killing mandrakes in Ali's farm. And yeah, just keep trying until it works. Hopefully you can tame one before you finish doing this quest. Another reason I like to start with this quest is that you can gather materials inside this cave while you kill spiders. Make sure you upgraded to iron tools already because you're going to need them to mine these silver veins and gather other stuff. Once you've killed 8 of them, all you need to do is head back to the guild to complete the quest. Next, you want to head back to town near the crafting station and talk to Beowulf. For this quest, you just need to kill panthers until you get an item called Beowulf's Medallion from one of them. You can find them in this forest outside of town. The spawn locations are random. You can either find a panther, a serpent, or a bird in the same location. So make sure you pick up the Reptile Hunter quest before you head out, because you can complete part of that quest while you do this one. Also, make sure you pick up the D rank jobs before heading out, because 3 of the jobs involve killing mobs that spawn in this forest. If you're playing alone, it's not a bad idea to sidetrack a bit and upgrade your equipment. You might as well do this now if you haven't already. Anyway, if you keep your distance from a panther, it will usually do this jumping attack that is very easy to parry. The close range attacks it does though have very little startup, so they might be a bit more difficult for you to parry. You want to watch out for when they tilt backwards, that's when they're about to attack. And obviously if they're moving their paws. They don't have that much HP though, so you can just brute force it and try to break their posture as quickly as possible. If you get panther meat, make sure you keep at least 2 of them because you will need it for an upcoming quest. Also, another piece of advice for this game, not everyone is friendly. And yeah, basically it's just a random drop. Kill enough panthers and you'll get it eventually. Once you're done, head back to that same NPC to complete the quest. Head back to the guild for the next quest. You'll need to kill 4 serpents and 4 crocodiles. Serpents will spawn in the same spots panthers and birds do, so make sure you pick up the Beowulf's Medallion quest if you haven't already. They're not that difficult to kill, to be honest. You just have to be careful so you don't build up too much poison, but they don't have that much HP and you can take care of them pretty quickly. They drop serpent's meat sometimes. Make sure you keep at least 2 of them, just like you did with panther meat, because you will need it for the next quest. Also, make sure you don't cook the meat either, otherwise it won't count. You need to watch out for this close range attack that has a warning sign. You can't parry that, so you have to dodge. You can parry the rest of its attacks by paying attention to 2 things. Its head, it will tilt its head backwards before attacking, and its tail attack, which has a bit of startup. While you're killing serpents, don't forget to also do the job where you have to kill 4 of these birds. It's very easy to break their posture with a bit of damage, so try to do that to defeat them quickly. Once you defeat 4 serpents, you should move on to the crocodiles. There's 2 places you can find them in. The first one is in this river. I don't recommend you try to fight a crocodile in the water. It's also a bad idea in this game because it's more difficult to move around. So what you want to do is follow this path to get to the swamp. Go behind this tree so you don't aggro whatever mob is there. Crocodiles and crabs spawn in the same place, so make sure you pick up the Crab Crisis quest while you're doing this. Crocodiles aren't too difficult to fight, especially if you have someone else helping you, which I recommend, purely because it's faster. It's not like you can't solo these. The only thing you really need to watch out for is this attack that has a warning sign, in which case they do a ton of damage. But it has a lot of startup, so you can just dodge out of the way. The bites can be a bit tricky to parry because you have to block a bit before it looks like you should. Anyway, if you get crocodile meat, make sure you save 2 of them for the next quest. Once you're done, head back to the guild to complete the quest. For this quest, you want to head to the inn. And then go to the second floor. Talk to this NPC to start the quest. If you've been following the guide so far, you should be done or close to it already. All you need to do is have 2 panther meat, 2 serpent meat, and 2 crocodile meat. Make sure it's not cooked or it won't count. Then just talk to the NPC again to complete the quest. Head to the guild and talk to this NPC again. He'll ask you to kill 4 adult spiders. There is another quest called Giant Slayer. It's a long quest and part of it involves killing 6 adult spiders, so make sure you get that quest before starting this one to save some time. You can just skip forward to that part of the video, get the quest, and then come back to this. Anyway, to find adult spiders, just head to the spider cave and follow this path. When you get to this open area, just turn right and stay close to the wall. Eventually you'll find this tunnel. This is where adult spiders spawn. The spiders themselves aren't too much of a threat, you just need to make sure you dodge the attacks that have warning signs. Other than that, the attack patterns are very similar to normal spiders. Once you've killed enough of them, talk to the NPC again to complete the quest. For this quest, you want to head to the swamp again. Here's the path you need to follow in case you don't remember. I also recommend you get the Giant Slayer quest before doing this too, because you can get part of that quest done as you do this one. Make sure you get the Reptile Hunter quest too if you haven't completed it already. Talk to this NPC right here to start the quest. He'll ask you to kill 6 mud crabs. They're not too difficult, but this is one of those mobs you actually need to learn how to parry if you're playing alone. If you just try to spam him once at close range, you will most likely get killed. Using a pet might help you, but personally, I just think they get in the way for this fight. That's up to you though, you can use one if you want. Mud crabs will usually start the fight with this water attack. I recommend you just dodge out of the way, it's easier than parrying. It has 2 attacks that are very easy to parry with a bit of practice. A quick horizontal attack, and a vertical slam attack that has a bit more delay to it. You'll get a feel for the timing on these parries after a while. It also has a close range grab attack, just dodge out of the way when you see the warning sign. Sometimes it will also do this horizontal slam combo attack. The timings are a bit different and it's a bit unpredictable at times, so you can just dodge out of the way for that one. And yeah, just try to avoid getting hit for as long as possible. Once you've killed enough of them, just talk to the same NPC again to complete the quest. Head back to the guild and hand in the C-rank jobs you've completed, if you haven't already. If you've been following the guide so far, you should have done at least 5. If not, go do a few more. Once you've done 5 C-rank jobs, go to the job board and pick up the Slay a Basilisk job. You'll need to complete this to rank up. Then just follow this path to find the Basilisk. He should be near where you were fighting mud crabs before. It's not uncommon to find max level players grinding this boss because it drops a legendary weapon, so if you find someone you can team up with, do so because it makes this whole thing so much easier. If it's not here, just wait for it to respawn, it doesn't take too long. If you're playing with other people, try to stay behind the Basilisk if you can because most of its attacks are front facing. Obviously this only works if someone is tanking the attacks. And yeah, like with any other boss, just try to deal as much damage as possible when he's posture broken. And if you want to solo him, it's definitely possible. I don't recommend you do though because it's so easy to find a group for this boss. You want to avoid getting hit with this move. It will petrify you for a few seconds and you'll end up taking a lot of damage as a result. The rest of the moves are very similar to those of the Panthers and Wolves we fought before. You can parry those or just dodge them. You want to watch out for this AoE attack. I didn't react quickly enough here. This is footage from my first solo attempt. I make a lot of mistakes, but I still managed to defeat it. I recommend you upgrade your gear and maybe bring a potion or two to make it even easier. And once you've done that, head back to the guild, talk to the receptionist, and you'll be promoted to C rank. For this next quest, you'll need to talk to Melis. Just follow this path to get there. The blue question mark means this quest is repeatable. You can do this quest every hour. All you need to do is to catch a fairy and then talk to this NPC again. You can sometimes find them around the forest. Make sure you don't tame the fairy or it won't count. Usually you'll just get Melis potion for doing this, but if you're lucky you can get Melis ring too. So this quest is a bit difficult to find. You'll need to get to the Thieves Guild. Let me show you the path. Make sure you've completed Saegar's contract run. I explained how to do that quest in the previous video. Once you get here, you want to talk to Saegar. You just need to kill some guy called Krogar. Here's how to find him. It's a really simple humanoid enemy. You probably won't have much trouble fighting him. Then head back and talk to Saegar again to complete the quest. After completing the previous quest, head back to the Thieves Guild and talk to Saegar again. This time, you'll need to kill someone called Silas. To find him, just head back to town and follow this path. He's a bit more difficult to fight than the previous guy, but nothing you should have trouble with after a few tries. Once you're done, talk to Saegar again to complete the quest. Head back to the Thieves Guild. This time, you're going to have to kill a guy called Valian. You've probably seen him already. He's the guy right outside town. He's actually much easier than the previous target, so you shouldn't have much problem with him. And once you're done, just talk to Saegar again to complete the quest. The next quest is Spider Infestation III. Obviously, you need to have done part 1 and 2 beforehand. Head to the guild and talk to this guy. You'll need to kill the mother spider. You can find her in the spider cave. She's on a long cooldown and she's pretty difficult to fight alone, so I recommend you get a team for this. You'll have to head to the same place where you fought the adult spiders before. And once you find this tunnel, you have to keep going down. And yeah, this is where she normally spawns. If you're a close range fighter, I don't recommend you bother with this quest until you're close to max because it's very difficult to get credit since everyone else is probably going to be max level already. If you want to get credit, just stay away from the boss as long as possible. If you're close range, just wait until its posture broken to deal as much damage as you can. Also, don't worry about dying, as long as there's still one person fighting, you can get back to the boss and still get credit. Once you're done, head back to the guild to complete the quest. So this quest is really hidden. I'll show you where you can find it because there's a good chance you missed it while leveling. The quest being so difficult to find seems intentional because it feels like it's in the wrong area, to be honest. You'll have to kill 6 adult spiders and 4 mudcrabs, which you can find in this forest, but there's a lot of other enemies you have to kill that are part of the next quest area. And yeah, just talk to him to start the quest. I recommend you just focus on leveling for now and just have this quest active because you'll complete most of it without even noticing while doing the quests and jobs we'll see in part 3. So after killing 6 adult spiders in the spider cave and killing 4 mudcrabs, which you can find in the swamp like we've already seen, you'll want to take this path to get to the next town. From this town, you want to follow this path because you will also need to kill 4 Brailer. I'm going to explain how to fight all these mobs in part 3, so I just want to show you where you can find them to complete this quest for now. You'll need to head to the troll cave to fight hill trolls. Again, just follow this path. The troll cave is hidden here. And yeah, you'll need to kill 3 of them for this quest. To kill Drogar, you'll need to get to the Colosseum, which you can get to by following this path. Make sure you're not in combat or you won't be able to get in. You'll need to talk to this NPC to challenge him. You have to kill him 4 times for this quest. The last thing you'll need to do is kill 3 fiends. You'll need to talk to this NPC. He'll open this gate for you in exchange for a bit of silver. Now I suggest you get a group of players to help you out for this because this is usually the most annoying part of this quest in my opinion. Just navigating this place can be a bit daunting at first. There's 2 things you have to worry about. First of all, these imps throw projectiles that can easily knock you down to the lava below, so try to keep moving. The other thing you have to worry about is that you can't stay indefinitely in this place. Eventually, you will die from the heat. To avoid this, you want to go into a frost hollow. Just staying there for a second will cool you off. You can use those veins to craft some rings that will give you some heat resistance. You'll need a platinum pickaxe, and they don't always give ores. You don't need it, I'm doing this quest without it, but it really does help. Anyway, just keep following this path. There's another frost hollow here, make sure you go in to cool off, otherwise you might not have enough time. And yeah, down here you can find fiends. I like following this path because it leads to a big open area where you can fight, which makes it less likely that you'll fall in the lava. The downside is that there's two of them close by, but it shouldn't be a problem if you're going in with a group. If you're careful, you won't even aggro both of them at once. And yeah, you just have to kill 3 fiends. Once you've done all of that, head back to the NPC to complete the quest. Anyway, even without doing this quest, you should be pretty close to level 40 if you've been following this guide. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in part 3.